All right. Well, Lewis Hamilton, he won the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix.
It's going to be crazy.
He beat Verstappen. Verstappen was trying to do some crazy thing where he's like letting him pass. But
guys,
What, bro?
Guys.
What?
This is a soccer podcast.
No, I don't want to talk about Arsenal. No.
We're going to talk about Arsenal because this is Red Card Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support three different clubs on most weekends, except for when I don't want to talk about soccer. Then it's a Formula One podcast, right, Sean?
I thought it was Red Car Radio.
Yeah,
honestly.
Red Car. This is a Red Bull racing.
Ferrari.
I mean, if they want to come sponsor us, we will have an IndyCar segment. I'm down.
I'll reach out to Lando.
Did this man just say IndyCar?
IndyCar? That's disrespectful to Formula One car.
Get out of here, man. Anyway, my name is James. I support Arsenal and Lewis Hamilton. This man is Brad. He supports Chelsea and some weird IndyCar driver. And that man's Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspur and Lando Norris. But yeah, so we've had an incredible amount of football played over the last 7 days. Premier League matches, Champions League matches. It's just been nonstop. It's felt like. But so what we got on offer for you all this lovely evening, we're going to talk about comments. We got comments from last week. We'll be talking about the results in the Premier League, results in the Champions League, and we will do all of that before we preview. We got a little bit of Europa League action tomorrow, and then some more Premier League action on the weekend. And starting next midweek, there is another match week. But before we get into that, as always, if you're listening, first and foremost, we really appreciate you tuning in. It really does mean a lot to us that you're taking a couple minutes and listening to three people blabber on for an hour or for 10 minutes, however long you listen to. But we really do appreciate that you're listening. If you're new here and you're listening, we would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, follow, rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcast or any other, system that allows you to rate it. It really does help us, and we do want this podcast to grow, and we want to reach new people. So we would really appreciate if you shared it with a friend and drop us a comment. Tell us what you think we're doing well, what you think we're not doing well. It doesn't have to be football related, soccer related. It could be about anything, and we will talk about it. I promise. So yeah, really, we do appreciate if you could do that. Yeah, Sean.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were.
I got dumped up.
I thought you were going to tell the people something.
Yeah, you should definitely do all that, because if you don't, I don't want to mildly inconvenience anybody, but if you don't do that, you will be shopping for your item that you buy every time that you go to the store, and the store will have moved the location.
No.
And now you have to re-find the thing that you buy all the time at the store.
Yo, I think that's beyond a mild inconvenience.
Yeah.
You think it's too far?
That might be too far. Like
you always get a certain pickle, and then they move the pickle aisle.
Well, no, because pickles are trash. But
that is the hottest take ever said on this podcast.
No, this is a standing understanding on Red Card Radio that pickles are trash.
Pickles are not trash.
Yes, they are. Pickles are disgusting. You're losing this one.
I quit.
All right, bye. Have a good one, Sean. You're out like all of the Spurs players with COVID.
I'm going to the COVID list.
He's going into isolation. All right. But before we talk about Spurs, and maybe they're not actually playing any football coming up.
I did want to say an aside before we dive in.
Yeah, sure.
You guys want to take a stab at Lando Norris's favorite team? I will give you this hint: it is not a Premier League team.
Okay, what is his nationality?
Oh, he's English.
He's English.
Oh yeah,
and he's
from Bristol. He's from Bristol.
And his favorite team is not in the EPL. Is his favorite team a British team? I would imagine it is.
He's from Bristol.
Is he a Bristol Rovers fan? Oh, we lost Sean.
Other one. It's the other one. Yeah, you got. Bristol. It's not Bristol. It's Bristol City. Yeah,
Bristol City.
Bristol City.
I was just reading it real quick. Bristol City, because his dad Lando's dad is one of the wealthiest people in Bristol, and made friends. And of course, he is Formula One.
Yeah.
And made friends with the guy who owns Bristol City. So he grew up going to the games.
Oh, so he's just rubbing elbows.
Rubbing elbows. Bristol City. So we're now a Bristol City podcast.
You know that you want to take a shot at who Lewis Hamilton supports?
I'd guess Arsenal.
It's by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Except for this past weekend.
Arsenal. Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan. Arsenal loves to. They normally they'll put up like a tweet or a little thing when Lewis wins the championship. Like, oh, congratulations to Arsenal fan Lewis Hamilton for winning the championship, which is it'll happen next week in Dubai.
Brad, I don't think you understood my. I don't. No, it's not going to happen next week.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand my text. Chelsea brought a Champions League trophy to SunTrust Park. Oh, okay. I didn't think you understood me. That's why I said get your stupid little pottery out of my World Series winning champion stadium. Get your pottery out of the baseball stadium.
Sorry, you only understand American trophies. Maybe with content you'll see what the English and the European trophies look like, or just go to Atlanta.
So for those of you guys who don't know, Chelsea's apparently touring the Cup, the Champions League Cup in America, and it's in Atlanta right now.
Yes.
All right, but we're a little deep on that stuff. So let's talk about comments. Let's hit some comments. We had a new commenter this week. We really appreciate it. I did specifically single her out though, because I knew that she had a preeminence in this field, and we were talking about the words punta and puta, and this is my sister Kate. She says, and for preference, she's a Latin teacher. She's a classicist. She might not consider herself a linguist, but for stupid people like me, she seems like a linguist. But her comment is the Italian word punta comes from the Latin punctum, which means point, spot, dot, etc. The Spanish obscenity puta seems to derive from the Latin for girl, puella. As I tell my students, because she's a teacher, derivatives will have a similar spelling and meaning to their original. But note, it's similar and not exact. The N makes a big difference. So I don't know which one of you guys screwed that up last week, but I know it wasn't me. Okay.
It was
Brad, I know.
That was like the Brady Bunch.
We're trying to figure out where everybody is on the pod.
The problem is our screens are all different from each other. So like right now I'm pointing to Brad, and it's easy. Not. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm probably pointing to like the wall for you, right, Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy for you, Sean, because you're on the bottom.
Just like this.
Oh, it's all pointing Sean. All right.
I guess Tottenham's on the bottom.
Yeah. No, they're above Arsenal right now. Feels bad, man. All right. We'll talk about Jimmy. Jimmy had a comment. Jimmy's back. Well, welcome back, Jimmy. He says he agrees with us. The Ballon BS, as he calls it, is completely dumb. He argues that the different positions that Lewandowski and Messi play makes it so that there's no reason to compare certain stats like passes completed. Jimmy has a bias though against Lewandowski because he's a turncoat and he abandoned Dortmund for Bayern Munich. But even still, Jimmy believes that Lewis should have won it. And Brad, you asked for this. You specifically asked for the percentages. All right, and here it is. Jimmy is the statistician for this podcast. We're gonna give him an official title, put him in the credits somehow. So Jorginho, he is 33 for 39, 85% conversion rate. Everybody's boy James Milner is 30 for 35, 86% conversion rate. And I quote, I got you, Brad. You're right. Milner is still the best.
Hey!
Exclamation point. Boop.
You forgot his other comment on here.
I didn't see it.
Huh? You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
He was wondering what color London is, and it's still blue, baby. We won a trophy this weekend.
London is the only color that whatever color Bayern Munich is wearing.
Yes,
the color. That's the color of London. Is whatever color Bayern Munich is wearing. Yes. Are you referring to the women's FA Cup final? That took place.
Wait, who did we play?
At Wembley Stadium on Saturday against Chelsea Football Club and Arsenal Football Club.
Yes.
And Chelsea Football Club won 3-0 against Arsenal Football Club.
Yes, we did.
Brad, do you want to describe what happened in that game, or
That would be the quadruple. That would be the quadruple for Chelsea from last year.
You didn't watch
and
the
the
game.
Champions League final.
Yeah, Champions League final is only the first loser, Brad. Just so you know.
Well, yeah, we know.
I'm still bragging about that.
Sean's like, wait, what? That's a winning point.
Yeah,
He's the first loser.
I'm still salty about 06.
It means you're one of the best two clubs in the world. Clearly,
I don't know if actually that's necessarily
Chelsea is
true.
the best club in the world because not only were the Ballon d'Or,
shut up.
Chelsea was named
all right.
No, just keep talking. We're gonna drown him out. This is
what's
stupid.
Will got to say?
All right, Will's back. Sean seems to have lost the sheets of integrity. I'm sure it has nothing to do with how well his predictions are going.
Actually, I think if I remember them, once we figure it out, I think I'm pretty on pace other than City.
Yeah, your predictions I don't think are that. I think your one egregious prediction was Harry Kane winning the Ballon d'Or.
I was going to say Harry Kane winning the Ballon d'Or and Tottenham in the top 4. Yeah,
that one's not happening.
Brad, why are you on this tip about Spurs not being in the top 4? They're currently 5th, 2 points behind West Ham with a game in hand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why Brad is so zealously convinced that Spurs are not in the fight for the top 4. It's crazy to me. You've been this way for weeks, and they've been there for weeks, even before even before they fired Nuno. And I had this conversation because I asked you, Sean, on the podcast. I said, give me your gut feeling. And Sean was like, yeah, Nuno out. And I was like, but look how close they are to the top 4. And you're like, okay, well, in that case, they haven't been out of it all season. And now they have a legitimate shot. Who's their game in hand against? Burnley? And they win that game against Burnley and they're in the top 4. Like, come on, man. Like I understand. Like, I'm an Arsenal fan. Like, if anyone should be shitting on Tottenham, it should be me. But
okay. So, but let's say this though: the top 3 teams are locked, right? Like,
probably
everybody agrees the top 3 teams are locked.
It seems incredibly unlikely for one of them to fall out.
Okay.
I think the only one I'm going to
Tottenham.
The only other one I'm going to get wrong, I think, is United, right?
Maybe. So, are you asking?
I had you beat it in third.
Have a better chance or worse chance to get in the top 4?
You're asking me right now. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Arsenal had a better chance. But right now, Arsenal have a worse chance than Spurs to finish in the top 4.
I would still say a better chance depending on tomorrow's result.
I think Arsenal are a better team. I think our players are better. I think that we are better than Tottenham. But I think if you look at who has a better shot at making the top 4 right now, I think Tottenham have a better shot.
If Tottenham wins tomorrow, I disagree with you. Because then they stay in the Conference League.
Tottenham doesn't play tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
It's postponed.
Oh, is the game officially postponed?
It actually is officially postponed?
Yeah.
But how long can they wait?
I don't know. I just saw it scroll across the bottom.
Actually, with it being match day 6, they could probably
cancel.
They could let it ride for a while, to be honest, because the games probably aren't being played until late January. So they need to let it ride. They can do the draw, and it's just I guess actually no, they can't really do the draw without it because it could. Well, actually no, they're the only English team in the draw, and it's probably the only English team and the only. I don't know who the other teams that are vying for the position are. Anyway,
I don't know what I haven't. My stance is clear on that stupid conference bull crap.
So you're like UEFA. Give us a 3-0 loss. That's fine with me.
Yeah, we'll take the L. I don't even know if we're moving on or not. I don't even know where we are in the group.
I'm sure you guys are advancing.
Who knows?
Brad, you work on pulling that up. Tell us what the Spurs group looked like. I meant to do that, but I stopped with the Europa League.
I'm sorry.
And I'll read
Will's final comment. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'll read it. Alba is a bum, unmarked at the death, and doesn't even come close to the target.
Yeah, he's referencing the Everton game. That was a really bad mess.
Yeah, it was.
You're expecting your team captain, your prima punta.
Talisman?
He's not the talisman. Your best striker.
Best striker.
You're expecting him in the 97th minute, unmarked, gets the ball at the top of the 18-yard box, and he doesn't even hit the target. Come on.
You got to at least make the keeper block it.
That's terrible. I don't know. I think this is Arsenal's biggest issue this season is finding goals.
You You should expect your best striker
Just score
to,
that.
to score it. Much less just ask for him to put it on target.
I expect Aubameyang to score it. I'm sorry.
And you should. You should.
I don't know if that's an unreasonable expectation.
Everyone,
It's not.
like Kane, I expect Kane to bury that every time. Brad expects Lukaku to bury that every time.
Yes.
You should expect Aubameyang to bury that every time.
Yeah, so let's get into that because this is the end of. Well, Brad, if you've got the conference league, hold on.
It's actually important.
All right, then hold on to that because we'll get to it when we look forward. Just leave that tab open. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because this is the end of match week 14. So last week when we recorded, there were 2 games that hadn't been played yet. It was Spurs, Brentford, and United Arsenal in match week 14. And so I'm backtracking a little bit from the Everton game. But so Spurs beat Brentford on Thursday last week 2-0, and United beat Arsenal 3-2. Do you want to talk about the Spurs game, Sean?
I mean, I don't know if there's much to cover. It seemed I didn't get because it was midweek. I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see it. But when you look at it on paper, there was an own goal early. Did that change the game? Who knows? But then Son scores anyway. Yeah. Open play, 65th. So we would have ended up winning. It looks pretty even on paper. Possession. I mean, Brentford had a lot of possession. Well, not a lot. It was 53-47. The rest, like all the rest of the stats, are like almost dead even, which I don't know if it's a good thing. But pulling out wins against the team you're supposed to beat is what we need to be doing.
I mean, I think this is a good. It's a good win for Conte, and getting the ship in the right direction. Following that up by beating Norwich 3-0. I think so. Like I think Conte's got you guys. I mean, clearly they're easy games. What easy?
These are games they should win.
Games they should win. Exactly. You contrast that with the United Arsenal game. Like I'm watching this Arsenal game, and I'm high. I was pretty high on Arsenal at the time. Now I do believe I told you guys that I was expecting United to win that game. Even though,
pretty sure you called Arsenal winning.
No, I said multiple times when Arsenal win, but then I caveated that after the fact when I said I say all this, but I'm expecting Arsenal to lose 3-0. So you can run the tape back on that, Brad. But I know for a fact I did say that. But Arsenal should have won that game. Yes. Arsenal played terribly, but we should have won that game. There were the 3 goals that United scored in that game were the 2 that were scored from open play. Arsenal stopped tracking runners. They stopped tracking Ronaldo, and I forget who the other one was. But Bruno. We stopped. Okay, yeah. Well, the Bruno one was different because like White makes a poor clearance, and then they just are able to like overload our box, which is not good. So like, but then the Ronaldo one from open play was really bad because Ronaldo's just like a free runner, and no one tracks him. I think it was Odegaard didn't track him. The penalty was bad because Odegaard comes back and makes a tackle in the box, and it's clearly a penalty, like night and day. My issues with this match, Arsenal are up 1-0. Harry Maguire has an obvious pullback on a free kick that VAR looks at and doesn't consider it a foul. I don't understand that. And then VAR will later in the game adjudicate the Odegaard penalty as a penalty, which was the right call, but how do you get that one wrong? I don't understand. But Arsenal lose the game because we don't defend properly. So I was really disappointed about that loss. I think if Arsenal win that game, we beat Everton. But for the reason
we didn't talk about the first goal though. Also,
but that
it's very controversial. It's not controversial, but like, what a bitch move by De Gea.
So De Gea does what like goalkeepers are what soccer players, football players are trained to do at this point in the world. Is like you feel a contact, you go down, you wait for the ref to blow the whistle, and goalkeepers get even greater level of protection. So let me set this up for you. It's a corner kick for Arsenal. Ball comes in. Fred steps on De Gea's ankle, the back of his ankle. It's not a serious contact, but it's probably uncomfortable. De Gea's probably like, damn, this is uncomfortable. But like, could he play through it? Definitely. De Gea goes down. He turns his back to the play and is like facing into his goal, writhing in pain on the ground. The ball gets cleared out to Emil Smith-Rowe, who collects it and shoots on an empty net. And the referee is watching this. He sees De Gea's on the ground. He's confused. He looks back at Smith-Rowe, who's kicking the ball. He goes to blow the whistle. He doesn't blow the whistle. The ball goes in the net. He blows his whistle and calls off the goal. And says no goal. This is, we're stopping it for the injury.
I thought he called the goal.
No, he called off the goal. He doesn't blow his whistle at first. So this is why it was a goal, because he didn't blow his whistle. So he goes to put the whistle to his mouth and he pulls it away and stops. The ball goes in the net and then he blows his whistle and waves off the goal. It goes to VAR. VAR shows that in live play, you couldn't tell who stepped on De Gea's ankle. But on VAR, you can very clearly see that it's a Manchester United player steps on his ankle. There's no way that the Arsenal players know what's going on. So they keep playing. They kick the ball. This is all on De Gea. Like De Gea. The United players don't know what's going on either, because probably most of them don't see. Fred's the only one who's like appealing for the play to be stopped because he saw that De Gea went down because he was standing right there. Fred might not even know that he stepped on De Gea's ankle. Fred probably just like, I stepped on somebody's ankle. It might have been De Gea's. I don't fucking know. But so Emil shoots. He kicks it. He scores. It goes to VAR. It's clearly shown that it needs to be a goal. It's given as a goal, and United fans get salty. And it's like, come on now, like that's. If the precedent is anytime a goalie goes down, we kill the play, then on every single corner kick, you're just going to have goalies like being near someone, falling over and acting like they've been shot. More so than they already do. And goalies already get way too much protection in the box anyway. So I'm very glad that the goal stood from like just like a precedence perspective. And also it benefited Arsenal. But it clearly didn't matter.
A great meme of the new manager up in the box writing on a notepad.
Yeah.
And it was and then it went to a second picture of somebody in Microsoft Paint, and it was, tell Fred did not injure the goalkeeper.
That's funny. I like that. That's good. That's a good meme. But yeah, so that's what wrapped up match week 14. A Spurs win and an Arsenal defeat against freaking United. And that brought us to match week 15. So we had West Ham hosting Chelsea, Newcastle hosting Burnley, Southampton hosting Brighton, Wolves hosting Liverpool, Watford hosting City, Leeds hosting Brentford, United hosting Palace, Spurs hosting Norwich, Villa hosting Leicester in my pick of the week, and Everton hosting Arsenal. So we start off the weekend, and Brad was confident that Chelsea was going to get the win.
We deserved to win that game too.
Unfortunately for Brad, West Ham United win 3-2. Newcastle beat Burnley 1-0. Newcastle get their first win of the season. Southampton beat Brighton 1-1. Wolves beat Liverpool, or Liverpool beat Wolves, 1-0. City beat Watford 3-1. Leeds and Brentford play 2-2 draw. United beat Palace 1-0. Spurs beat Norwich 3-0. Villa beat Leicester 2-1, and Everton get a 92nd minute winner against Arsenal, beating Arsenal 2-1, and Aubameyang misses a 97th minute sitter. With all that being said, I'm going to quickly bring up the league table because we need to look at it. And
you don't have to this week.
Now,
we can skip it.
Now all of the games have been laid out there for you, loyal listeners, and this brings us to our situation now. So the league table looks as such. We've got Manchester City in first position on 35 points. Liverpool are in second position on 34 points. Dropping to third is Chelsea on 33 points. West Ham still in fourth on 27 points. Tottenham are up to fifth on 25 points, though they have a game in hand. They've only played 14, so they can go above West Ham if they win their game in hand. Manchester United are up to sixth on 24 points. Arsenal dropped to seventh on 23 points. Wolves are on 21 points in eighth position. Brighton and Hove Albion 20 points in ninth position. Villa are up to 10th on 19. Leicester are on 19 and 11th. Everton are up to 12th position on 18 points. Brentford in 13th on 17 points. Crystal Palace are down to 14th on 16 points. Leeds stay firm at 15th position on 16 points. Southampton and Watford are 16th and 17th. And then our relegation zone, we've got Burnley in 18th, Newcastle in 19th, and Norwich City in 20th. Newcastle are up to 19th. They are on 10 points. All three of those teams are on 10 points. So the relegation zone's pretty interesting. We've got all three teams are on 10 points. Watford are on 13. So, I mean, like if we continue the trends, it looks like maybe those four teams are the ones that need to worry. Southampton, Leeds, Crystal Palace could potentially fall into those positions, though Crystal Palace seems unlikely because of the way they've been playing. They've been playing really well. Not recently, at least, but Brad, here's a quick trivia question for you, Brad. Who, out of the last 5 games, who's the only team not to have lost, Brad?
That's City.
That's Manchester City, no longer
Clearly
Chelsea.
Arsenal and Tottenham are still and Tottenham are on
well, Arsenal are a dumpster fire right now. So, Sean, what did you want to say?
I just noticed something really interesting while looking at the bottom of the table. First of all, Arsenal's not there. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, this fucking guy.
No, this time last year they were.
That's true.
No, I just thought it was interesting that Newcastle have 2 wins, negative 23 goal differential.
Newcastle,
Norwich.
Norwich. I'm sorry, Norwich. Burnley, 1 win, negative 7.
So you know what that means?
Like playing tight games.
When Norwich loses, they lose spectacularly.
They are getting dump trucked when they lose.
When Burnley lose, they're doing all right. The thing is, so like Norwich has 2 wins and 4 draws. So the 4 draws are net negative, right? Like so they're neutral. They're not net negative. They're neutral for goal difference. The 2 wins are clearly positive. So they've probably won those games 1-0 each. And they have 9 losses. They have 3 more losses than Burnley have. Yeah. And so they're probably, those are all at least -1. They're probably greater than -1. I mean, if you look at
there's 7 goals in Norwich and Tottenham.
Yeah.
I mean, Tottenham and City, Tottenham and Chelsea at 7 goals. So
yeah, and also Burnley have scored almost twice as many goals as Norwich.
He's not getting it done.
Yeah, so Norwich just can't score, and they're just getting thrashed.
Now that I'm looking at this, you want to name the 5 clubs? Well, everybody's looking at the table. The 5 clubs with positive goal differential, because it's only 5.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, you want me to do it? I can tell you.
Yeah,
it's City, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, United.
Yeah, it's only 5 because Tottenham
nailed it.
Tottenham have -1. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So that's what the table looks like now. So let's talk about match week 15. So Brad, hit me with your thoughts, opinions, feelings, gripes, Anthony Taylor hate for the West Ham match.
For once, no. Mendy had his worst game in a Chelsea jersey, and Jorginho again with another killer mistake. That kind of didn't force. Mendy could have kicked it out of bounds for the corner kick instead of trying to slide tackle and like save the ball. When Bowen got in there for the penalty, I think that kind of just triggered Mendy into a downward spiral. And then it was a bad cross that happened to go in the last few minutes for West Ham to steal all 3 points. Our injuries aren't are in the defense, but our top 3 center midfielders are all out right now. So the middle of the field is not what it should be or what it was. And when that's not firm in Tuchel's system, and we're also missing our left back, there's not a lot. Like, we can win on the talent up front, but that middle where everything is connected is just not there right now.
It's disjointed, you would say.
Yes.
It's not fluid, perhaps.
Correct. Because Salah isn't playing well. Barkley doesn't work in a pivot. Ruben Loftus-Cheek can work in a pivot, but he needs a really strong defensive person to cover him, like a Conte or Jorginho, to cover him going forward more. What, you're laughing because I said Jorginho is a good defensive midfielder?
No, I'm thinking of something else. I'll tell you later.
Okay. So we don't really have anybody that can fill those shoes. Like if Billy Gilmore was still there, we'd have somebody that can kind of solidify that middle more.
So,
and it showed again today.
Are these injuries that are? You guys drew 3-3 against Zenit today.
Yeah,
threw away top spot in your Champions League.
Off of his last second goal or penalty. Or something.
So you guys have dropped to third. I mean, you're clearly still in the title race. You're only 2 points off. Like, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Correct.
You're not in seventh like Arsenal. So you're not in the Conference League position in the table. But how concerned are you long term? Are these long term injuries? So, like, let's think about Liverpool last year. Liverpool were decimated with long term injuries like all season. Are these long-term injuries that you don't think Chelsea can recover from? And or do you think that Chelsea will need to make purchases in January to cover in these positions? Because we are close to January.
I think we're going to have to purchase a defender because it's pretty clear Rudiger. I think he has like an agreement with Real unless we end up coming to the table with 12 million or something a year.
I mean, he can sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club in January.
Correct. Christensen, by all means, is still staying. He just hasn't signed the contract yet. But apparently all the rumors are saying that he is staying.
You're talking about signing a defender to replace Rudiger. That could happen in the summer. It doesn't have to happen in January. I'm talking about specifically thinking about this season.
So for the midfield, I don't think we would have to sign anybody. I think we might recall Billy Gilmore, depending on the injuries. To Conte and Jorginho, because Kovacic got one training session in and then went down with COVID. Yeah. So another week or two, he's out. Chalobah should be back by then.
Chalobah's a defender.
I know, but Chalobah can play in the midfield too, just like Reece James did today.
But your comment a minute ago was that the attacking midfield.
No, I'm trying to think of who we would buy, and it's not the attacking midfield; it's the pivot, because our attacking midfield is fine. Barkley and Mount.
Okay, I drastically misunderstood what you said a minute ago.
Yes, I was saying our pivot.
You're holding midfielders.
Core of the team. Yes, our holding midfielders.
Okay.
So Kova will be back before January is over. Jorginho, I think, just needs rest because he's in pain from his hip.
How long is Conte?
Conte's, I think, a couple more weeks as well. I think they're taking it easy with him.
Okay.
And then... So no, I think by the festive period we should be back at full strength. But if we're not, then we could recall Billy Gilmore. But now he's actually getting minutes under Dean Smith, so I don't know if that's the smart play.
Is Gilmore's an attacking midfielder, right?
No, he plays a holding midfielder in ours. He plays like a Fabregas role almost.
Fabregas was an attacking midfielder.
He was a deep lying attacking midfielder though. He was in the pivot.
Bro, you don't need to tell me who Cesc Fabregas is.
I'm with you.
I know who. You want me to
so do I.
I know who Cesc Fabregas is. Like, okay, all right.
But Billy Gilmore plays in the pivot.
I'm about to Google.
What I'm telling you, he's not. He plays as a central midfielder.
All right, man. Yeah. We'll check it out. We'll check.
That's at worst that we do, unless there's some like stupid deal that's out there.
All right. Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving. So Newcastle get their first win of the season. That's very important, especially against Burnley. So that was that was a huge game for Newcastle. Getting that one specifically. Southampton and Brighton played to a 1-1 draw. That's not good or bad for either one of them. It might actually be bad for both of them. I don't know. I want to turn our attention to this Wolves-Liverpool game. So Wolves had this deadlocked until like the 94th minute or something. And then Origi, every Liverpool fan's favorite player, Davrik Origi, comes on as a super sub and scores in the 94th minute to get 3 points for Liverpool.
It's kind of isn't it kind of wild that he just does this all the time?
Yeah, apparently.
That's his thing. Yeah, he is a Liverpool legend. Like you can't.
He just comes on and just scores goals that win games. Like, what? Where does this man come from?
But the thing about it, if you talk to Liverpool fans, like the majority of Liverpool fans want him out. They're like, why is he still at the club? Like, get this guy out of here. He's a bum. Clearly he has value. But I think a lot of Liverpool fans also felt that way about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. But he's proven his worth this season, I think, so far. But yeah, that's a super an important win for Liverpool.
Had to sneak the Arsenal play in there, huh?
I always do. But yeah, especially with if you look at the Watford City result, like so with City getting full points, Chelsea dropping points, this was a perfect opportunity for Liverpool to stay neck and neck with City, and they did a great job. And so
this still could have been second here, which would have been huge. So yeah, that goal was huge for everything.
Yeah. Moving on to the Sunday matches, Leeds and Brentford. It's probably not good for either one of them. Both of them probably wanted to win it. United Palace. That's a very good result for United. Kind of a worrying result for Palace.
Palace been on a skid.
Yeah, like they started off really hot, and we were all really high on Palace. I think Brad was asininely asking whether or not they were going to be challenging for the Europa League or something stupid like that. But Brad has terrible takes, like Spurs can't compete for the top four. But
like pickles are bad.
Well, pickles are terrible.
Pickles are terrible.
It's
so you're
objectively
wrong.
true. It's a demonstrable fact.
Mount Olive pickles. So if you listen to this podcast, I do like regular old dill pickles.
Yeah,
send them on to me. Sponsor our podcast, but don't sponsor the podcast. Sponsor Whitehort_Sean.
Yeah, so the mild inconvenience section of this podcast is brought to you by Mount Olive Dill Pickles.
Yes.
Find them,
and I'll just take a crunch out of them too.
Find them at your local retailer and use the coupon codes. Use the coupon
find
code
them or
Spurs.
don't find them. Depends on if Kroger moves them.
Yeah, use the coupon code Spurs for 10% off.
That's right.
Wow.
This podcast is not sponsored by anyone, as a quick caveat. But please do. Our email address is info.redcardradio@gmail.com. We're open to any and all. Well, not any. We're not open to any sponsorship, but we're open. We're pretty open.
I'll take my clothes off. I ain't scared.
No, you're not doing that. But it was actually Fred that got the goal there.
Yeah, Fred scored the goal.
Fred steps on De Gea, then scores the goal in the next game.
It's redemption arc in two parts.
Yeah.
So this is kind of worrying for Palace. I know, I forget we were talking last week, but someone said that Vieira, Brad, were you saying that Vieira was going to get fired before someone else?
No.
Sean, was that you?
That wasn't it. Yeah.
I might have been saying Vieira would leave.
Yeah, I feel like there was a conversation about who would get fired first, and someone brought up Vieira. And while I don't think Vieira is going to get fired, that is something he's going to have to get turned around.
I think my sentiment was that he would be the first to leave.
Yeah, I forget who we were.
I think the way he's been managing, I think someone will try to take him out of there.
Oh, it was Brendan Rodgers versus Rafa.
Yeah,
and somehow Vieira got pulled into this. Spurs beat Norwich 3-0. A game you expect to win. Yeah. At home.
I honestly don't think there's much to talk about. They had a lot of possession.
Has Harry Kane scored a goal yet?
I don't think so.
Like maybe one or two? He has scored this season in the Premier League. At least once. I saw it in a match. But the man, y'all should have taken 100 million for him. Y'all should have cashed in.
You know what? Mr. Kane is like a diesel engine. You know, he just takes a while to get running, but when he does, he wins golden boots, just like last year.
He ain't winning a golden boot this year.
He's not.
He just takes a while to get moving, man.
That was like 2 months ago that works.
So in the in James's pick of the week, we had Villa hosting Leicester. Villa get the win 2-1. Stevie G gets his, I think, like third win, if I'm not mistaken. But loyal listeners, friends of the podcast, people who stumbled onto this podcast, I have something to admit to you. I have to ask for your forgiveness because I did not watch my pick of the week this week. life happened. It was my son's birthday on Monday, and Sunday was a whirlwind. And so I ask for your forgiveness and a chance to make up for that in match week 16. Please afford me that. Please afford me that opportunity, loyal listeners. But yeah, I think that's all that happened in match week 15. No other games, I think.
No. You can't get away from this one.
What?
Last week we talked about Rafa getting fired, and what does Rafa do? John, what does Rafa do this week?
Did Rafa have a game?
I think Rafa played on Monday. It was a Monday night game.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure for the podcast listeners, Sean is throwing up a dub. Hey, Sean, did he play against those stupid looking cannons?
Dummy cannons.
Dummy cannons can't beat Everton.
Yeah,
hey, Brad. More like Cantons.
Ooh,
that's a terrible pun.
I love a good dad joke.
That's not good.
I love a good dad joke.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a dad. You can't give him dad joke unless he's got some kids running around here.
James, it's because it's because I put can't in there.
Oh,
see?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
You didn't get it.
I
You didn't
didn't
get it.
understand.
Kind of like
Yeah.
we don't understand how you let Everton beat Arsenal in this game.
All right, 2 points. 2 points.
No, you got 0.
All right. That one was the best one. All right, for people listening on the podcast, he's up out of his chair dancing around because of that joke. Yes, Everton got no points.
They got 3.
Yes, Everton got 3. Arsenal got none. I don't know. I think if Arsenal had beaten United, we would have won that game. But this seemed to me a carryover from the feelings and emotions of the United game, and that we got a lead and we just did not see the game out. We didn't continue to try and fight for the second goal. Honestly, it was probably because of the timing of the first goal. The first goal came right at the end of the first half, and that made it so that they could go into the second half and be like, oh, let's defend more and protect what we have, instead of being like, oh, we need to go chase the game and win the game.
Yeah, but Everton should have been winning. I don't think either. I
don't know.
The first goal.
I watched the majority of the first half.
Might have been offsides. The second goal, he was not offsides.
The first goal was clear. Are you talking about which? You're talking about the Everton goals?
The Everton goals, yeah.
Richarlison only had 1 goal.
Right. Richarlison put the ball in the net twice, though, before that. One of them you could say is offsides. The second one, he was not offsides.
You mean the one that he scored?
No, he put the ball in the net 3 times.
Okay, now you're just changing your story, because a minute ago you said he put the ball in the net 2 times.
Okay, sorry, he put the ball in the net 3 times. He put the ball in the net twice in the first half.
Yeah, and they were offside.
The second one wasn't, but it's okay.
Brad, how are you making this claim in the age of VAR? There's even more leniency.
How did Maguire not get the penalty?
Because offside.
VAR.
Because offside is an objective decision. A pullback is is something that I need to view, and I need to make a subjective choice. Like, offside is this person in front of the last defender? If yes, then what were they calling Richarlison offside, or were they calling someone else offside? That's also
Richarlison was the one the ball went to. It was to Richarlison. There was nobody blocking the goalie, so there was no offsides.
Was it
either way?
It clearly was offside if it was adjudicated to be offside. I thought
Everton was the better team.
I thought Arsenal played well in the first half. I thought it was pretty even.
Mario Gray might be the best buy from the summer transfer window.
Probably
1.2 mil.
Probably. I agree.
Wow,
with you.
that was a dirty goal.
I agree with you, Sean. Let's move on, because we did kind of talk about this already early in the podcast, but we're going to talk about the Champions League a little bit. So give you guys a quick rundown of English teams and teams that we think are important in the Champions League. So City today on Tuesday played Leipzig. Leipzig won 2-1, but City had already won the group. Liverpool were in Milan to play AC Milan. Milan got the lead in the first half. They were up 1-0. Liverpool come back to win 2-1. Interesting anecdote: Liverpool are the first English team to win all 6 of their games in the group. They finished top of the group. In the other fixture in that group, we had Porto and Atletico. All of these games were important because AC Milan, if they had won, they would have advanced to the knockout stage. Since AC Milan did not win and Atletico beat Porto, Atletico actually are going to advance in second position in that group. If we turn our attention to today, to Wednesday, Chelsea were in Russia to play Zenit. They have a 3-3 draw, and so Chelsea lose the top spot in their group to Juventus, who beat Malmo 1-0. So Juve win top of the group. I'm sure will have some witty comment for you, Brad. And then if we look at the Bayern-Barcelona game, while on paper not an interesting match because Barcelona are very bad this year and Bayern are very good. Barcelona have been eliminated from the Champions League in the group stage and will fall to the Europa League. This is the first time I think since like the 2001-2002 season that's happened to Barcelona. It's been a very, very, very long time since Barcelona has not been in the knockout stages of the Champions League. But honestly, it's no less than they deserve. And then Manchester United and Young Boys played to a 1-1 draw today. Manchester United advanced top of their group. So quick rundown of the third place finishers who are dropping into the Europa League. We have Leipzig, Porto, Dortmund, Sheriff, Barcelona, Villarreal, or Atalanta, because that game hasn't played yet. There was snow in Italy, so they didn't play that game. And then Sevilla and Zenit. I think the teams that are important, that are big, that are dropping into the Europa League: Leipzig, Porto, Dortmund, Barca, either the winner, either Villarreal or Atalanta, whichever one drops, and Sevilla. Those are all. I think you could take the pick of them to win the Europa League, and you wouldn't be wrong. Speaking of the Europa League, and only the English teams. I'm only talking about the English teams in the Europa League. West Ham are hosting Zagreb tomorrow. West Ham have already won their group. And then Leicester are away in Naples. They play Napoli tomorrow, and they need a result to advance. So if we look at that group, we have Leicester as at top on 8 points. Spartak Moscow is on 7 points. Napoli is on 7 points. And Liga Warsaw is on 6 points. So if we think about that, all four of those teams could advance. All four of those teams have something to play for tomorrow. If Leicester and Napoli play to a 1-1 draw, they could both advance. If Moscow and Warsaw, assuming other things happen.
Well, hold on now. Then it's a three-way tie, because if you say they both advance, Napoli will be behind. Warsaw will be tied on 9 with Leicester. Okay, I'm doing math. All right.
So I don't know what the goal difference. Well, actually, I think Napoli might have to win based on how they were listed in the. I would imagine Moscow has a better goal difference than Napoli right now. So Napoli probably has to beat Leicester to advance. Because if
a Warsaw win.
No, because
then they could draw. Then they could draw and go to 8.
No, because if Napoli and Leicester draw, Leicester are on 9 points, Napoli are on 8 points, and if Warsaw win, then Warsaw are on 9 points and Leicester on 9 points. So Napoli probably
this group is fucked up.
Yeah, this group is really tight.
It's that craziness.
Yeah,
Champions League too.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty interesting. Brad, do you still have that Conference League tab open that I told you to keep open? So that's
okay. We don't even got to look at this.
We're just gonna quickly hit it. So give me a rundown on Tottenham's Europa League group.
Renee is in first, and they're clear through 11 points.
Yeah, Renee, girl.
Rennes, whatever.
Rennes.
Renee. Fucking Brad.
Renee.
Jeez.
It's French, though. I can see why you would think that. Yeah.
I don't. Anyways.
I could see how he could think that.
Tottenham and Vitesse are tied at 7 points, and Mura is at 3 points. Vitesse plays Mura, and if Vitesse wins, that means Tottenham has to win.
No, we played Mura.
No, you don't.
You played Mura last week.
You played Rennes. You played Rennes, because Mura. Well, listen, here's the thing that makes this interesting, because Mura just came off that hot victory over Tottenham.
Okay,
so
Brad.
Can they do it twice?
All right. So but the interesting thing is, where is the Tottenham game being played at? Is it in Rennes or is it at Spurs? Well, it's been postponed. It's been postponed.
Well, but it also, it could have been postponed because they won't let our club in because of the code. It might not be because of the players that can't play.
Oh, it's because of the players that can't play.
Oh, okay. It's so many players then.
Brad, hold on. Give me those numbers one more time. So Rennes is on 11 points.
They're clear. Tottenham's on 7
with Vitesse.
Yes, and Tottenham has a 2-goal differential.
Above, they're +2 right now in the group.
Correct.
And Vitesse are where?
3. So Tottenham has 3 goal differential. Vitesse has 1 goal differential.
All right. So if Mura beat Vitesse, then Spurs.
There's no reason to play the game.
Then Spurs are through, and it won't matter.
Yes.
Okay. So what UEFA is hoping for is that Mura win tomorrow, and that the Spurs Rennes game doesn't matter, and they can just give Rennes a 3-0 victory, and it won't actually have a victory.
Actually,
yeah.
Because Mura will go to 6 points. Spurs.
Oh wait, no, because that would
get goal differential. Yeah.
No,
make us tied.
No, it won't.
Yes,
Spurs are on 7 points.
If they give them a 3, if they get a 3-0 loss.
Oh,
we're only +2. Yeah.
They all.
Then we're tied on goal differential.
Which means it goes to away goals, which means Vitesse wins. Vitesse goes forward.
All right, whatever. They'll play the game.
Please, what country are they in? Slovakia?
No, bro. What you're rooting for is a Vitesse win, just like a Vitesse blowout win at Mura.
Oh yeah. Okay. Whatever gets us out of this stupid thing, anyway.
All right.
Whatever gets us out of this thing.
That's Sean's feelings on. And
it's probably best chance at a trophy.
It's probably Antonio Conte's
chance at it.
It's probably Conte's feelings on.
Conte is like, what the heck is a Vitesse?
What is a conference league? Is what he's thinking.
What is a Mura?
All right.
What's a Mura?
So after Thursday,
he's probably thinking that's what I look in the morning.
So those games are all happening tomorrow on Brad. On Friday we've got match week 16 kicking off. So we've got on Friday we've got Brentford hosting Watford in the Premier League. Then on Saturday we've got City hosting Wolves, Arsenal are hosting Southampton, Chelsea are hosting Leeds, Liverpool are hosting Villa, Norwich are hosting United, Brighton are hosting Spurs, Burnley are hosting West Ham United, Leicester are hosting Newcastle, and Palace are hosting Everton. I forgot to make a demarcation as to when the Sunday games start. So I would imagine maybe like the last 4 games or something like that. So maybe like Burnley, West Ham are Sunday, whatever. But some of those games are on Sunday.
Yep, you're right, Burnley.
Okay, so it's the Burnley West Ham game, and then Leicester, and then Palace. Those 3 games are on Sunday. Okay.
And Tottenham.
Tottenham's on Sunday too?
That's not happening. Yeah, but that game's probably not happening.
Yo, real talk. Arsenal didn't get any games postponed when we had our COVID outbreak. I'm just saying.
10 players. They don't even have enough. 10 senior players. They don't even have enough to start. And the U23 team has like 8 players missing too.
Seems like a Tottenham problem to me.
And like 6 people on staff.
How did they let this outbreak happen?
I have no idea.
Listen, when you're the best club in North London, the stuff happens. Just doors open for you. You know.
That was your worst comment tonight, Sean. Sean, what happened last time Arsenal and Spurs played?
I don't think we played.
No, exactly.
Blocking it out like James tried to block out this past week.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
So we think about this weekend. Any really like interesting games that you guys want to pick out?
Liverpool Villa.
The return of
CVG
Stevie G
coming home.
Yeah.
CVG coming home.
Can he do it? Do you think he can do it?
I don't know.
No. Hell no.
Oh.
Liverpool are playing exceptionally well right now.
The Fighting Grealishes are without Grealish.
Well, we forgot to say when they won their Champions League match, like the only 2 starters, or 3, was Alisson, Mane, and Salah. That's it.
Didn't Van Dijk play? Or was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He didn't play. You're right. I did watch that game for a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
For slightly different reasons, Palace Everton is going to be a good one because Everton's coming off a good win.
Yeah.
Vieira needs a win, and they're at home.
Yeah.
Like that one's going to be. I think that one's going to be a scrappy one too.
So my pick of the week for match week 16.
Okay. What do you got?
I just had it. I can't see it. Hold on. I need to go back and think about this again because I misread something.
He's got Arsenal Southampton because it's an even battle.
It might be. Do you have a suggestion, Sean? Yeah.
Brighton Spurs.
Yeah. It's Brentford Watford. If we're going to the traditional, what you guys want to consider the traditional sense of James's pick of the week, trash can game between trash can teams. Though Brentford and Watford are doing fairly well this season, well, Watford not, Brentford doing fairly well. It's probably my pick of the week. This is a fire match.
I think the game you do not want to watch or don't need to is City Wolves. Like, there is no need to watch that game in the slightest.
Why? Wolves held Liverpool for 93 minutes last week,
and they counter really well. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching that Wolves game, and I was like, man, Wolves look dangerous on the counter. Yeah, but Sean, no, Jen, that was a devil's advocate moment for me. I think that City are going to run all over Wolves. Raheem Sterling's going to have about 8 goals by halftime.
That's the one. That's the type of game you watch for about 20. Go actually make breakfast or something.
Yeah. Well, you don't even wake up for that game. Like, what's the point in waking up for that game?
Oh yeah, because it's the early one.
The pub's not going to be open. The pub's not going to be open for that game.
Pub's not opening for that
one. I think honorable mentions maybe for this weekend. I could see the Burnley West Ham game. That seems like a trap game for West Ham to me. And they just had an injury. What's his name? The Chelsea guy. The center back.
Christ.
No, the center back.
No, Zuma
just got injured. And he's going to be out for a while. And he's been pretty important for them. So
they needed center back because I think that's like their second or third center back injured.
Yeah, so I think that's a trap game for West Ham.
Burnley?
Yeah, no, it's a trap game for West Ham because like they just came off of a super big high of beating Chelsea
in the last minutes. Yeah,
like how are they going to react to that? So I think that could be a trap game for West Ham. If we quickly, so those are all the weekend games. Before we record again next week, we will have had some amount of midweek games played in match week 17. So I'm just going to quickly throw those out for you in case you're interested. But on Tuesday, we've got Brentford United, Norwich and Villa, City and Leeds. And then on Wednesday, we've got Brighton and Wolves, Burnley and Watford, Palace and Southampton, and Arsenal and West Ham United. I'm not looking forward to that West Ham game. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it.
Not how they're playing right now. No, definitely
not the way Arsenal are playing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's those are the games we got coming up. I'll figure out a pick of the week for match week 17. You can check out Twitter for that. Follow the Red Card Radio Twitter at redcard_radio for my pick of the week in match week 17. But I have a feeling I know what it is already. Maybe we can take a poll or something like that. Brad's our pollster.
We can make that poll. Hey, we got to get the PTR back up and running.
I'll give you 4 options. Yeah, and maybe next week we'll have the Sheets of Integrity remade or found, or
paper of trust and respect, because the Sheets of Integrity I think have died.
They have no integrity. They're lacking integrity.
Sheets of unintegrity.
Sheets of unintegrity. But yeah, you guys got anything else? I think we need to end this podcast the way we started it. But Lewis Hamilton is going to win next week.
Guys, this is still a soccer podcast. No.
I'm wearing Red Bull. I'm drinking a Red Bull next week. Next podcast, I'm drinking a Red Bull.
All right, I'm going to go get my Mercedes real quick. I'll be back. Yeah. Peace. I don't have a Mercedes.
Or you should have done it like Lewis. #blessed.
Bro, why you got to hate on Lewis Hamilton? Did you see?
He's so cheesy, man. He's so cheesy. #blessed.
He is a little cheesy. But he is the only one that wore. He did bring the Pride helmet to Saudi Arabia.
I did see that. I did respect that.
But yeah, that's all we got for you guys tonight. If you're still listening, we really appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you were testing us out this week and making a decision about whether or not you wanted to come back and make this your favorite podcast in 2022, I really think you should. I think it'll be the best decision you could do, best decision you could make even. So hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, like, comment, all those things. Rate us that 5 stars and leave us a comment. Tell us why you think Sean is ugly, and we will talk about that next week on the podcast.
I shaved. I just shaved the beard. Oh, okay.
He's like, I shaved 15 minutes ago, man. Like, doesn't it look all nice and stuff? Anyway.
No, I did trim it up. It was getting a little long.
Anyway, and if you don't want to leave a comment on YouTube, hit us up on Twitter. Tell Brad why he's stupid at KSBradG. That's Whiteheart_Sean. Sean spelled normally, and I'm at James Tiffany. I'll take any and all Arsenal slander my way. I appreciate that. And then we collectively are at redcard_radio. If you wanted to hit us on the corporate Twitter, the platform Twitter or whatever, however you want to say it. But yeah, reach out to us. Really appreciate it. And until after match week 17, that's all we got for you guys tonight. And we'll see y'all next week. So have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.